What's going on, my very good people? Welcome to another episode of the Great Cast. And today I kind of wanted to chit chat with y'all about what I consider to be the biggest lie. So, in today's time, and not that today's time is so much better than everybody else, or that older time was so much better than now. No, it's always been just as terrible. The terrible has just looked different. But in today's time, the biggest lie that you will hear when it comes to just relationships between people, and I don't just mean relationships, I mean like romantic relationship, any relationship. So the biggest lie that you'll hear is I'm too busy. That is the absolute biggest lie anybody will tell you. And I'm going to explain to you exactly why they tell that particular lie. Let's get into it. So the reason why they say I'm too busy, it's because that can mean anything. So for a person who's not generally a liar, they have a conscience. So if they just blatantly lie, then they might feel bad about it. They'll still do it, but they'll feel bad. But today, people just lie. Like they'll just lie to your face. Like they'll just completely just tell a complete lie. And you can't tell them that it was a lie. You can't say that it was a lie, because if you tell them that it was a lie, then they get offended, because how dare you call them a liar? You can't, if they tell you they were too busy, you can't say that they were too busy, because that could mean anything. What does too busy mean? Does too busy mean they were working? Does it mean they were playing the video game? What does it mean? It means everything, and it means nothing. And that's why they tell you that particular lie. What are you going to say? Like, you have no defense for that, and they can lie to you directly to your face and say that I'm too busy and sleep at night, because that they are technically not lying, because the word busy can literally mean anything. So here's always my example. And to be fair, for those of y'all who are going to be watching the show, my examples are a little dramatic. That's true. But they also make sense. Okay? So here's my example, right? Let's say you want to see somebody, right? And they say they're too busy. Okay? Now, first of all, let's be clear. Nobody owes you anything. They don't owe you anything. That's fine. But with that being said, they could just tell you the truth and say, I'm just not interested in spending time with you. They don't owe you truth. They don't. They don't owe you anything. They don't owe you time. They don't owe you response. They don't owe you anything. But for the people that give it, we are going to critique that. So let's say there's somebody that wants to hang out with you, or hang out with that you want to hang out with, and they say, yeah, I'm really interested. I just been so busy, or I've been too busy. Here's the example, the dramatic example that I always give, right? So I always ask, I was like, let's say your kid has a piano recital, right? And you absolutely 100% cannot make that piano recital. Do you think these people are going to look at their kid and their kid say, hey, person, how come you couldn't make it to my piano recital? And their response is going to be, because I was too busy. No. They're going to explain their kid what happened. And the reason they're going to do that is because they care about their kid. And the reason they don't do that for you is because they don't care about you. You know, I know some people watching this will say, well, that's my kid. I have a responsibility to my kid. You don't have a responsibility to be at a piano recital. That's a requisite of good parenting. But it's not even a requisite of good parenting. That's not something you have to do. You don't even have to sign your kid up for piano to be considered a good parent. In my opinion, what a parent's job is to teach their kids how to survive. That's your job. So if your kid is surviving, they got a roof, they got food, they got clothes, you're a good parent. Now, obviously, lessons go in there somewhere, but the main point of it is teaching your kids how to survive. People like to pretend like humans aren't animals. We're just animals. And animals just teach their their offspring how to survive. That's all we're doing. But that's why. That's why they'll say that to them, and they won't say that to you because they don't care about you. And they're not obligated to. They don't have to. They don't owe you. But when I ask to see you, just say no. Just say no. Like, it's okay to say no. I appreciate the offer, but no thank you. There's nothing harsh about that. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad about it. That is perfectly legal to just tell somebody, I'm not interested. But what they will do, that's not what happens. What happens is they will, sorry, I was too busy. And then if you say, okay, well, let me know when you're free. They're like, okay, they'll never let you know. Because nobody ever, if you have to ask someone to let you know when they're free, they're not interested, right? Or if you say, hey, I know that's not the case. You're not too busy. Then they're going to lash out at you and say, well, you don't know my life and you don't know what I have going on. You don't know this and you don't know that. That's what they're going to do. They do it every time. So it's like the truth just gets lost in there somewhere because they want you to keep you hanging on because they say, well, I want to see you. I just have too much going on. Or if you say, no, I don't believe that, well, then they lash out at you. The fact of the matter is you don't see them. So me personally, I believe in results. It's like I can be empathetic to situations. I can be compassionate about situations. And some people deserve empathy and compassion. The fact of the matter is people care about results. When you go to a restaurant and you order your dish and your dish doesn't come out right, do you care that the cook had a bad day? No. You want your dish to be, if he's working, if he's working or she's working, you want your dish to be right. If they say, oh, sorry, our cook had a breakup this morning, you don't care. You're not going to say, oh, no, it's okay. I'll eat the food that I didn't order that's not cooked the way I want it. No, you're not going to do that. People care about results. I am a person that cares about results. So it's like, I understand if you have things going on and it sucks, but the results are the same. So understand when somebody, and I'm also not saying somebody saying they're busy is a lie. That's not true. People are busy. But when they say they are too busy, they are giving you a vague response because they don't care enough about you to actually explain what's going on and give you a timeline. And they absolutely don't owe you one. I cannot stress this enough. Nobody owes you absolutely anything. However, the courtesy aspect, the respect aspect of it would be nice.